Do you wake up in the morning feeling unmotivated, without purpose, and not productive? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you my morning routine that helps me win the morning, and hopefully you can use some of these tips that I do to help you win the morning too. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juna with Detour Shirts. In this video, I'm going to share with you my morning routine, things that I do to help my business grow, things to keep me motivated. I'm not going to talk about exercise or cold showers or things like that. These are all business related, and these are the things that I do in the morning. So I have a 9 to 5 job, and so I get up at 5:30 in the morning and do as much of this as I can. Sometimes I don't get through this whole list, but I try to get through the whole list as much as I can to get things done, like I said, and just to keep things going. So I have a list. It's not a list that an actual list that I check off. I have a list in my head that I do these things kind of in order, but I did print them out just so that you can see them. It's this one right here, and I'll put it in my downloads for you guys if you want to see it. I'll put it there for a free download. Of course, these things may or may not work for you if you do not have the same things as I do, but you can kind of adjust it and kind of see like things that will keep you motivated, things that will help you give back to the community, and things that will get things done, productivity and things like that. So let me go through this list one by one. They're in no particular order. I just like doing them in this order because I think it helps me kind of start me going to get some quick wins first and then do some of the harder stuff at the end. So let me share with you one by one what I do in the morning. So the first thing that I like to do when I get up is to check my sales. I like doing this because this is motivational to me. This helps me keep motivated to see like the work that I'm doing is actually getting somewhere. So I come in here on Pretty Merch. This is the easiest way to check sales. Some of the other pod sites are kind of hard, but Merch by Amazon, at least Pretty Merch with Merch by Amazon or Amazon Merch on Demand is really easy to see. And this is in the morning. It's later in the day, so this number is kind of low, but I like to check yesterday's sale and I like to write it down. So you can write things down like I made this calendar, right? And you can write things down here, or if you have like a calendar like this, I write it down on this kind of stuff too. So whatever you do to write it down, I like to write it down because then, you know, just paper to pen to paper. I don't know if writing it down actually helps more with the motivation, but I've been doing this for a couple years and I think it's great. I can look at it. I don't have to go to the screen. I can look at it. It's on my desk. Usually, and so it kind of there and kind of motivates me like, hey, I need to make this higher, or hey, I did this, a good job, I can do some more, right? And then one of the other things I do here on Merch by Amazon is to see if this is lower, like I want to get at least $5 per sale now that the price has gone up. I can go in here and hit edit, or go back a day here and hit edit. Like let's see, if you click on here, I usually go back and say, hey, that's too low for a hoodie, I should up the price there, or that's and so on. And I can hit edit too and kind of check if I have it on all marketplaces. So that's the first thing I do, is go and check the numbers, what I did here on Merch by Amazon. The second thing that I like to do is to check my advertising costs. So I come in here and hit advertise, and if you have Amazon advertising, you should see this advertise tab right there. If you don't, you might not see this. And then I hit advertise on US right here, and it's going to open up my advertising portal. So I usually just focus right here, my spend and sales. I don't do any ads right now. I turned them all off after Christmas, but I'm going to start back up again. But when I do have ads, I like to make sure that I check my spend versus my ACOS and my ROAS, and make sure that everything's good. And if it's not, then I go in and adjust stuff. But right now I don't have anything, so that makes it real easy. I like to write this down too. So I have my total that I've made minus the ad spend, and so I have both of those numbers on my pad on my desk. So the third thing that I like to do in my morning routine has to do with YouTube. Since my big focus is on Amazon Merch on Demand, and then my second big focus is on YouTube, I like to check YouTube next. And what I do here is I go and check my subscriber count. That's kind of what it is, but let me show you exactly where I go to manage videos. And then I go to my dashboard, and then I check here and I write this number down to see if I'm increasing, how much I increased from yesterday. So this number I write down in the morning and compare it to the morning before and make sure that I'm going up. And it's just a great motivation. Not that this number means that much, but it's nice motivation to know that I'm going up and going upwards. And so that kind of helps me with that. And then I check analytics and I check my ad spend. I go here and then revenue and then check how much I made. This is from last year. So, I mean, last month. I go January and then I write this number down and then kind of make sure that what I'm getting, kind of reaching my goals with that. So those are the things that I check, number 3 and number 4, and that's for YouTube, and that's just to help me keep motivated on, yes, this is working, you know, kind of pumps me up, and yes, I should do another video now, I should do another video again, and so on. So this just really helps reinforce that what I'm doing is good and helping others, and so it keeps me motivated for YouTube. So the next thing that I do is on YouTube. Again, what I forgot to show you was, like, I write those numbers down. So here they are, right? The numbers that I write down, what I made on Merch by Amazon, my ad spend, my YouTube subscriber count, and what I made so far in January, or the month that I'm in. So those 4 things go on my calendar, my thing here. And then the next thing I do is to give back. So now that I have the motivation to keep me going, now I go and help. And so I go into these comments, and you can see I don't have any comments because I've responded to all of them this morning, but I like to go in here and just answer all my comments. You can see I answer every single one on YouTube, just as a way to give back to whoever's commenting. And that helps me, it helps them, and it just makes me feel like I'm giving back, right? I also do the same thing on Twitter. So let me go to Twitter and show you how I do that. So here I am on Twitter. I come here to Twitter and I check my notifications. You can see I have 3 notifications here. This is great. And I check if I need to answer any questions here, if I need to respond. Sometimes if they do something like this, I respond to it. I can click on here and hit respond. And I say thank you. Or whatever it is, right? I usually like to write a thank you or write something that responds to that, or if they have a question, I answer it and things like that. So this is just me giving back and responding and using the platform like it is, like you should use it, not just to spam out stuff. This is actually communicating with other people. So I'll hit that, and then I come here and then I try and go through I try and find 10 or so, and not stay too long on Twitter, but also, you know, kind of use the platform like it's meant to be used, to like and comment and retweet and all those kinds of things. I also put my own content, so when I come up here, you know, I like to put a post, maybe sometimes a question. You can see in my profile some things that I've done every day. I do some kind of thing. This was done 4 hours ago. This is a repost of something. You know, I reposted that, I posted this 9 hours ago, and so on. So here's my morning routine that I shared with everybody. So things like that. It gets some good engagement on Twitter. I think it's great. It's not going to help me make lots of sales, but I think it will help me, you know, create content. And I feel like I am a content creator, and so I'm creating content on different platforms. In this case, Twitter, with lots of tweets and reposts and things like that. So after Twitter and doing all those things on Twitter, retweeting, posting, commenting, liking, and all those things, I come to my Facebook group. Here I am, Detour Shirts group on Facebook. You can find me on here. Lots of things going on here. First thing I do is check this, see if anybody needs to be added to the group, any member requests. Nothing there. Then I scroll down here to see if I can contribute to any of these posts. These are not posts that I made, but maybe I can contribute to them. So I put answers here, and then I also do a post. I think one of mine, I did this one today, 8 hours ago, that I did it this morning. And so I try and do that, try and be active in my own group to do that and answer any questions if I can. And then sometimes I come in here, I'll scroll up and see if there's any members and do a welcome post for the members. When it's about 30, 40 members, I come in here and write a welcome post and things like that. So I like to participate in my Facebook group in the morning as well. Just make sure that everything's going well, make sure nobody's spamming, kind of moderate it a little bit and do some good stuff here and give back if anybody has any questions. So that's another thing that I like to do to help and give back. So after my Facebook group, what I like to do is I like to go to my email client. I'm not going to show you that because all those emails are private and there's no real good way to hide that. But I go in and make sure that I'm answering all my emails, make sure that I go through it. I get a ton of emails, so a lot of them are junk. So I try and get rid of those and get rid of the ones that are irrelevant and maybe take a look at that. And this doesn't take too long, but I just like to kind of clear my inbox a little bit to get my morning started. So after checking my email and making sure that all of that is clean, I go to Instagram, and I usually go to Instagram on my phone, but here you can see it on the desktop. I don't usually go on the desktop, but what I do first is check my messages and check my notifications, make sure that I can answer any questions if people DM me all the time, so I try and answer and give back there in my messages. And then I go through here and kind of, like and comment on other things that I like to do here and make sure that I give back here as well, kind of just using the platform and helping other people out and using it in a way I think that the way it's meant to be, and not trying to spam anybody, just trying to do it like it is, right? Like, oh, I really like this, like, oh, I really should make a comment on this, I really appreciate that. So just using the platform as it is. I only spend about a couple of minutes here, and then I come up with a post. Let's see if we can see the post I did today. So I posted this today, 7 steps for starting print on demand. I think it shows 13 hours ago. So I did that this morning and this morning. So I'll do another post in the morning. Tomorrow morning I'll do another one, and I try to do 2 or 3 posts every day on Instagram and send that out with some hashtags here, just relevant hashtags and things like that. So something that I try to post something that it would be helpful, usually something about my video. So you might see my morning routine here on Instagram later as I post this video, after I post this video here. So and then I do t-shirts and things like that. These, I really don't get a lot of sales on here, but I just like to show people that I do t-shirts and what you can accomplish when you design t-shirts and things like that. So motivational posts and things like that I like to put on Instagram. So it's been really helpful, and I get a lot of followers here. I've been on Instagram for at least 4 years now, I think, and I got a bunch of followers, and a lot of those followers transitioned to YouTube, and just another way to help people, right, with YouTube and Instagram and things like that. So think of this as a way to give value and to give back. I think these platforms are a great way to do that. So after Instagram, the next thing I like to do is I like to create uploads or quick wins on Amazon Merch on Demand. So the way that I do this is, I'm not going to show you exactly how I do it, but I go into manage, see if there's any auto uploads. I click on those to see if there's any marketplaces that I can fill. Those count as uploads. I also go in here and hit edit. If there's any marketplaces that I need to fill there, I can do that. Or I go in and go back and see any of these. If there's any, usually the Japan market's not filled out or some other market's not filled out. So I click on those to give me some quick upload wins. So I call them quick wins just to keep me motivated to, like, yes, I got one already, I got this already. So that really helps. And then I do a brand new design. I go on Canva or go on Kiddo or something really quick to do another quick upload. So this one's a new design, but it's a quick upload, not something that I'm going to hand draw or anything. Maybe it's a text heavy design, or maybe it's a graphic that I did from Canva. Those can really help you get some quick wins and some quick uploads. So the last thing on my list is to upload to different POD sites. So once I have that new design, that quick design that I made for Amazon, the one I made in Canva or Kiddo or whatever, just with text, I also put my design on TeePublic and Redbubble, if I make it down this far to the list. Usually I don't make it down this far every day, but if I do, today I did, I upload it to TeePublic and to Redbubble just to give me another win, another upload for a different pod site. And if I really get all the way down the list, I'll add it to different other pod sites as well. So that's basically my morning routine, all these steps right here. Now, I don't usually get through all of them. It's a really good day if I do get through all of them, and a lot of these may not relate to you, so you're gonna have to do kind of your own list. What I do like to start off with is some motivation. So I love to write the numbers down like you saw in the beginning, and that just helps me keep motivated. So it could be uploads, it could be sales, it could be whatever you've done yesterday that can translate to today to just show you that, you know, you did something. This is motivational. Maybe you got a few more followers, maybe you got a few uploads, maybe you got some comments or whatever it is, just to keep you motivated. And I think that can really help. The next thing that I like to do is to give back. So whatever you do on that part, maybe it's to answer a question, maybe it's to answer a comment, maybe it's to post something that's really valuable. You could do any of those things. And of course, you can see that I ran down all the social medias, and those ways those can help as well. To do those is a great way to give back, is in the social medias. Don't think about it as just posting your stuff out there for people to buy. It can be a great way for to give back to the community and give back to and grow your community and followers. And the last thing I like to do is to upload. So you can see upload is last, but it's very important to get a good upload, at least one in there, to give you a quick win. And I like to do those quick uploads for Amazon Merch on Demand. By going in there and just adding to more marketplaces if you haven't done that already, or you know, maybe do a quick update to another design that you already had, maybe put it on a light background or a dark background, and then do some really quick easy designs to make those uploads before you do a harder design. So maybe upload a quick text-based design or a quick graphic design from Kiddo or Canva. I would suggest doing that, and then do a design. I like to save some of those harder designs for the nighttime. I didn't show you my nighttime routine, but I like to get in those quick wins in the beginning, in the morning, just to help out. And like I said, I have a 9 to 5, so all of this has to happen between 5:30 when I get up to about 8 o'clock as when I get ready. So within the space of that 2.5, 3 hours, I can usually do most of this list. Sometimes the uploads take a little while if I need to do that, or sometimes an Instagram post takes a little while to do that. So it can be adjusted. You don't have to follow this every single day, but it's nice to do at least something in the morning to get you motivated. So hopefully that's really helpful for you. If you want to see how to upload even more designs, click on this video right here, and this will show you some of the ways that I'm going to use in 2023 to upload more designs. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one.